he said all that shit to the media. Dana told Mike Perry that that's all lies. None of that's true. I didn't tell Mike Perry. I haven't talked to Mike Perry. And I didn't even know Jake Paul was fighting. So he's saying all this shit. I was in Italy. I didn't even know the guy was fighting. When Jake Paul lost to Fury, I haven't really paid attention to Jake Paul.
I have love for Jake too. I don't
Jake
know when a fight's
Paul's
happening. I really
are all
don't.
the same. He fights older people that are smaller. It's all the same shit. And listen, the kid's doing his thing, but he lies about all this stuff, and the media, all the people that cover the Jake Paul fight and the things that they both are trying to be relevant. These media guys, the websites that cover it, and Jake Paul himself is trying to stay relevant and trying to get attention.
But he is doing a good job. He is doing a good job. He's getting paid. He's getting. Jake's doing a good job.
Am I not remembering correctly? Didn't Jake ask if you could make a amends between them?
Yeah, but I don't think it's ready for that yet.
Well, it's not that I don't hate Jake Paul. Jake Paul's doing his thing. He's out there. He went out and lied and said that I said I would sign Mike Perry if he beat him. I've been trying to assassinate him. You haven't heard me say shit about Jake Paul. And the only time I ever talk about Jake Paul is if I'm asked about him. He just brought him up.
I have a great question.
I wouldn't have brought him up, right? And he went out and lied and said that I said all this shit, and it's the furthest thing from the truth. Do you think with all the shit that I got going on and what we're doing, you think I'm thinking about Jake Paul?
No.
I'm not.
So what would one...
And I don't mean that in a way to shit on the
No, he's making a lot of money.
It's just the truth.
So, but what would Jake Paul have to do to impress you, where the conversation could actually happen?
Impress me. You just fought
where he
Mike
can get in the room with
Perry, an
Dana.
older guy who's smaller than you.
Great. What could he?
It's the same blueprint.
So what could he do where he could get in the same room with you?
It's the same blueprint.
Well, I don't think the
fight.
UFC makes that much money if someone fights Jake Paul.
I'm asking Dana White.
Yeah,
So he's not fighting Alex.
You guys are never at the UFC's business is not after those super fights like that, like those super random ass fights.
I know we already have a thing that's built and already done and good. And
So, Dana, you would never consider like a Jake Paul or an influencer coming to fight in the UFC. Like that's just not a thing.
That's not what we do here.
Yeah.
You should bring him to Power Slap.
Well, in the UFC could be a bit different, no?
What's that?
Like, what about Ryan Garcia? I know he's been saying he wants to fight in the UFC, not a boxing match where you guys let
can't
a fighter
fight anywhere right now. He's under suspension.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what the situation. What we do in the UFC is the best in the world fight the best. That's what we do. You know, what Jake Paul and those guys do is completely different. And again, the kid's doing his thing. I'm not shitting on him. And listen, if smaller, older guys want to fight him, then they're doing their thing. Who am I to say?
He did say though that the guy Chama, who's Chama?
Alex Pereira. Do you think that would fight?
I know he's dumb, but Pereira would kill him. Pereira would kill Jake Paul.
Pereira.
Who?
Alex
Pereira.
Oh my God! Exactly. It'd be murder.
You think
That's
that
what I
fight would
told
happen?
Jake
Well,
yesterday. Murder.
What else I was saying about Dana too is like the
But
boxing.
how's that fight possibly going to
I
happen? That's just
wonder
not
if
going to happen.
The commission would even let that fight happen.
That's how
And
bad
are
it
you
would be.
talking boxing or UFC?
boxing. He's
He'd
talking
kick
about boxing.
his head to
Kill him.
another planet. It would be.
We talked about this. Jake calls people out that he knows that aren't going to fight him, bro.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
and he calls people out for attention.
Yeah.
When you call Alex is a superstar right now. So
Yeah.
Jake calls him out, and Jake gets press.
Smart.
Jake says that I'm trying to assassinate him, and I said I'm gonna. It's all lies. It's not true.
But do you think Alex Pereira is bigger than Jake Paul in the world today?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You don't.
I disagree with that, but I do think that he would kill him.
Nuts.
In the fighting
No,
world.
it's
That
not,
guy-
it's
that
not a
guy's
knock on you.
traveling
I'm
around.
saying
In terms of name brand or selling pay-per-views?
depends who's running the whole ship. If he's running it, selling pay-per-views, probably on.
Well, wait a minute. He just. That's a great.
It is a great
that
question.
You just. Who do you think sells more pay-per-views?
You.
Alex.
No, Alex.
Oh,
Way more.
Well, you
Alex.
Okay.
So when you're saying you disagree that he's bigger than Jake Paul, he sells
If you ask every human being on the planet right now,
400 times the pay-per-view.
Okay, perfect.
The Jake Paul fight that just happened didn't sell any pay-per-views.
It didn't.
No,
Really?
they don't sell pay-per-views.
I think they said it was
But
67,000.
I'll give them this.
Yeah.
It's
67?
fascinating that
That's
they
it?
keep
Wow.
getting new deals done with these guys that got to be getting